And our guests in this segment, including Elaine Mauck. Elaine, good to see you again.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Aubrey, Malia, Ervin, good to see you.
Hi, nice to see you too.
I'm still wearing two hats at the theater and the By George.
Yep, I am.
Yeah, By George back open and running all well?
It's doing great, yeah.
Yeah, what hours are you keeping there now?
We're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 10 to 2 for the public, but we've got field trips and we have summer camps all summer long, so that'll be from June to August. We have summer camps.
Okay, let's come back to that before this half hour is over.
Okay, great.
Cool, right? Like if we get close to the end, just put your hand up and go, hey, yo.
Okay.
Reminder. Okay. Elaine, there's a Patsy Cline show coming up here in the area, and this is done by a person Patsy Cline's daughter herself said sounds just like her mother.
Yes, and Liz does an absolute wonderful job, and really brings back the memories. And of course, we have a lot of seniors who would like to come see it. And thanks to Aubrey, it's going to be held as $20, and it'll be general admission, so you don't have to go on the computer site and figure out how to buy a ticket. Mm-hmm. So it's at the door. You can pay your $20 and come in on Sunday. And
this is all part of the big festival that started May the 10th.
Correct, and it's a joint venture between the Apollo Theater and the Roundhouse for maintenance money. We're sharing any profits.
Mm-hmm. And the good thing about this show is it's indoors.
Oh, yes.
Because it's been raining a lot lately.
Well, good thing about the Roundhouse, people fail to realize when we eventually get it all open, we have 60,000 square feet under roof.
Which is important when it rains.
Oh, yes.
And it's rained every day.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, last Friday last Saturday it didn't upset the kids with the barrel rides.
Right.
Oh, we had lots of kids riding barrels and horses, and we even had the number 5 fire hall, their small old engine that they bring out. The kids had a wonderful time.
What, the entire weekend of activities coming up, could you highlight those for us?
Certainly, I will. Starting on Friday, there's a lot of things going on. The Adam Stevens house will be open, but at 6:30, they are having a memorial service at the Adam Stevens Monument there by Boydville on Queen Street. So that's at 6:30. However, at the Roundhouse, we're having a night market, which is from 4 to 9. And at 5 o'clock out of that 4 to 9 hour, we have a gentleman named Kent Courtney that's going to call square dancing, and we're featuring the Virginia Reel. For all of you that are crazy about line dancing, that's where it started. And we're going to have that going there at the night market, along with karaoke.
What's in the night market?
That's where I was going.
What's at the night market? Yeah.
Well, the night market for this event's on Friday. Later on in the year, it'll be on Saturdays. But there'll be vendors and things of that nature, food vendors, and we have cornhole and karaoke going. It's just a good time to be had. It's because a lot of people that come in on the train or come in after 5 normally can't access any of the stuff that's going on down at the Roundhouse. So we're doing 4 to 9 as a feature. And the caller is a gentleman named Kent Courtney, who has done many PBS films with Burns, and he is quite good, and he is a musician, and he will be a strolling minstrel on Saturday as a feature for the different things going on. And then on Saturday, we have John Dorsch, who's brought in a whole collection of Civil War memorabilia that the young people, that's why we're featuring kids. We've got barrel rides and we've got a petting zoo. But John has a total display of Civil War items that the kids can try on or pick up and look at. And it's things that you don't normally if you see them, they're in a case somewhere and you can't touch them. So we're trying to do a lot of hands-on stuff for the young folks.
And by the way, if the chance of rain Saturday after 6 a.m. is pretty small.
Yes.
So I think you're looking pretty good Saturday.
Well, it's good. That's good. But as I stated, we're doing the barrel rides. But the real neat part is the petting zoo, because, again, we're dealing with a lot of folks in the area. And this farmer has all kinds of miniature guinea pigs, rabbits, goats, all kinds of things. And the kids don't normally see that kind of things, and then it's all free for the kids.
Okay. And this will all start May the 16th, go the 17th. And the 18th as well. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as part of Martinsburg's Heritage Fair and Festival that they do every year. This one began on May the 10th with Rail Fest and concludes this upcoming weekend. So get yourself out there and have the family take part in a lot of the fun that's taking place, including the Patsy Cline tribute that will start at 2 o'clock at the Apollo, and the marquee is up at the Apollo. Will this be the big flashing thing up on
Yes,
there?
she's been up there. This graphic's been up there. And,
That's great.
The marquee's been really great getting people's attention, coming in and saying what's going on. And so it's been a nice addition to East Martin Street.
Yeah, tell me about the show at 2 o'clock and how you get tickets and all that good stuff.
The show will be at 2 o'clock at the Apollo. Like Elaine said, they can come to the door. It's general admission, so they can just come a little bit. We'll open an hour before the show, but you can also buy tickets online at apollocivictheater.org.
What's the seating capacity?
We can seat about 490.
So close to 500. Yeah. Will you do standing room only if you have to?
Sure.
Right? That's a good problem to have.
Yeah. If we have that problem, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's $20 for any seat, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Front, back.
First come, first serve. You can sit where you want. So,
Very good. Is there
yeah.
just the one show?
Yes, just at 2 o'clock.
And you anticipate it lasting about how long?
Probably an hour and a half, I think, is what the guess
Oh,
is.
well,
So.
you get your money's worth on your
Yeah.
$20 there. Hour and a half. What do you got there, Elaine?
I want to make sure that we don't forget the summer Raymer.
Oh, go make sure you hit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Also from 10 to 2 will be the Summer Raymer Museum, which Leonard and Helen Harris always have open for the public, and it's a tremendous collection of items there. People fail to realize that the original building that is now the Raymer's Sumner building had come from the bricks from the burnt-out armory of Harper's Ferry. The bricks were brought up on a train, which comes right by the area there, and then the school was assembled right after the Civil War. And, of course, now it's been redone a couple times since then, but that was the original school there.
Is that Saturday?
That's Saturday, too.
And where is that building?
On Martin Street, 515 West Martin.
That's 10 a.m. to 2.
What was that, ma'am?
Yes.
10 a.m. to 2, Sumner Raymer Memorial School Museum.
Yeah.
And what's going on at the For the Kids by George Museum, Aubrey, between 10 and 2 on Saturday?
We will be open to the public that day, and so they can come and explore the museum. That's just a normal day for people to come and see what's going on. We actually just collaborated with James Rumsey, and we're getting ready to put in a new exhibit. The kids in the video department collaborated with the kids in the child development department, and they created a whole video and activities that we'll be putting in soon.
What's inside the By the George Children's Museum?
There's 3 different paths. There's a red path, a green path, and a yellow path, and they all have different areas that they can explore. One of the green path goes down to the original ticketing counter, and when you open up the doors, there's a bunch of the old artifacts from the people used back when Martinsburg was a bustling place and people came in. But there's 1,000 Legos. There's a model of Martinsburg in the 1930s, and then downstairs there's time travel rooms that you can go from 1970 to 1916 to 1918. So there's a hut, and there's a homestead, and there's also a general store. So it's just a fun place for kids to come and play and run around and touch everything.
Is there a charge to get in?
It's $6 per person.
$6 per person. How long does it take to see everything in there?
When
If
we
you take a decent amount of time.
You could do it in a couple hours, or less. When we do field trips, it's about 2 hours.
Is it a guided tour through there, or do you kind of find your way on?
When you come during the general public hours, you just kind of get introduced, and you go on your own. If you come for a field trip, it is more guided.
It's located where?
Right inside the train station down in Martinsburg off of East Martin Street.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
And you were kind of there for a little while, came back to it, right?
No, I'm new at the George Museum. I started in February of last year.
Oh, it was the Apollo that
The
you were there
Apollo,
for a while.
I was there for about
came
15
back.
years and then came back.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the attendance been like so far for these events, Elaine?
Well, we had between 400 and 500 on Saturday at the Rail Fest, and it was well attended. And of course, the folks that had the kids, they were ecstatic that they could ride the ponies and get on the barrel rides free of charge. But I wrote a grant to cover these 2 weekends for the young folks here in Berkeley County.
Very nice.
I'm on the website for By George, and there are a lot of camps.
Yeah, we have lots of camps this summer. They're led by high school students mostly, and new freshman college students that have been in Martinsburg, and there are a bunch of different themes. So there's something for every interest, really.
There's theater camp, STEM kids, colonial camp. That's pretty
There's
cool.
even a Wild and Wonderful West Virginia camp, which is about they'll be making pepperoni rolls and doing kind of things that are for our area.
You had me a pepperoni roll.
That always manages to get tied in.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. How do you sign up for the camps, and how much do they cost?
You go online. It's forthekidsbygeorge.org, and then just click on the icon that says summer camps, and then you can pick whichever ones you want. They have 2 sessions a day, so you can choose a morning session, which goes from 9 to noon, or an afternoon session that goes from 1 to 4. And if you want your child to stay all day, you can just pay for a lunch camp, and they stay through and eat lunch and then continue on through the day. So, and it's $150 a session.
How do you keep your doors open financially?
Field trips, camps, you know.
Do you receive any
Grants.
funding from the local governments or whatever?
Yes, yeah, the city does help with funding. They've been helping, I think, since they opened.
And where do you get your grants?
All over the place. Actually, we just got offered a grant. I haven't gotten the grant, but offered to be able to apply for a grant with the Bennington Foundation for the George, and that was a big deal. So.
Are there any state-funded grants or federal-funded grants?
There's a couple arts and culture ones that we can fill out, and then there's the Rotary. There's always grants. It just takes time to find them all.
All right, very good. Any others you want to make sure you point out about this weekend coming up, Elaine?
Okay, so folks, don't forget Friday night market, and the Adam Stevens facility is going to be doing the commemorative as far as the laying on of the wreath at the Adam Stevens monument, and then of course at the Roundhouse is night market with line dancing with Virginia Reel and all kinds of other things, and then Saturday all kinds of Civil War items, and also music, and all, the farmers market will be open from 10 to 2 also all day Saturday, and then I don't want to forget the fact that we have tours Friday night and Saturday. The ghost tours, don't forget to sign up for those. They've been very successful. The gentleman that does that.
Who does them?
I
Don't know?
don't. But it's on the website, and you can bring it up. It should be there. A link that you can plug in to schedule.
I want to promote the Virginia Reel. I'm of a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in 4th grade, I grew up in Virginia, every 4th grader learned the Virginia Reel.
What is the Virginia Reel?
It's like a square dance, but not really. But there's a do-si-do. You go, you bow twice, and then you kind of go around.
Can you show us real quick?
No.
You're the only one that knows how to do it.
It's been a long time, but you have to touch a girl. It's a
That's the problem when you're young.
When you're 4th grade, yeah. I mean, it's kind of the introduction to that whole thing. It was a lot of fun, actually.
Well, the key to the Virginia Reel is the fact you're in 2 lines.
Right.
So you're not up against somebody. And see, you're line dancing today, you're in lines.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
You know how to do it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we could have something here then.
Well, again, you have all kinds of things. You have do-si-do and then round square. No.
Maybe Elaine and John could demonstrate.
Let me say this. I did a lot of square dancing and taught square dancing, but my knees are 78 years old. My mind might not be, but my knees are. So
The legs never take you where the brain says it should go.
it just doesn't happen that way.
Right, I do understand that. Aubrey, final promotional moment from you. What else?
I do want to say, if anyone has not been to the Roundhouse at night, it's a pretty magical place at night. So if you can go Friday night, it's worth the trip just for the lights in there and the ambiance.
How would you describe it?
It's magical. It's just a really cool, old, beautiful space. I mean, and they have it all lit up at night, and so it just makes it seem more magical.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then come to the Apollo on Sunday and see Patsy, Cline. And then, like I said, if you guys want to come see me at the George, we have lots of summer camps and lots of fun kids that will be leading the camps to kind of inspire all the kids.
Do you have summer camps at the Apollo, Children's Theater, or anything like that still going on?
We do. We have. We actually are doing a 1-week camp with Berkeley County Schools for at the Apollo for just like quick theater skills, and then we have our yearly youth summer theater workshop, and we're doing Newsies this year, and so that'll be in July. We'll have the shows the 27th weekend or whatever weekend that is.
What are Newsies?
Newsies is a show about a revolution from the newspaper people in New York back in like 1920s, maybe 1940s. I can't remember, but it's a pretty cool show.
The only musical that Christian Bale ever did.
Newsies.
The movie, yep.
I've never seen it.
He wasn't
Good
very
fact,
good.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not generally a big fan of musicals.
Really?
Yeah. But I may make a point of saying that if Christian Bale only did that one. I may not. It depends on where you can find it. Elaine showed me some pictures of the Apollo, not the Apollo, but the roundhouse lit up at night. Those are pretty cool lights.
It is awesome, and also we have a display for the 1877 strike. Most people aren't aware of it. It was the first national strike, and of course, in 2027 will be the 150th year, and we're looking forward to some big things happening at that point. We're working on a play and a couple other items to go with that. And
will you do it at the roundhouse itself?
We're probably going to work with the theater to do the play because
we did the play at the Roundhouse though that last summer, and it was really it did really
well.
well.
Whatever it is, I said we got to work with the theater on that because that's not our cup of tea. But there's a couple issues that we're working with, and everybody. Of course, the first national strike was, as I said, in 1877. However, you're talking about revolution. Good old Adam Stevens had an armory. People don't know that. And in 1777, good old Anthony Noble sent him a letter and said, "Dear Adam, we've got a problem. All of our employees have walked out because of are upset with the wages." So the very first strike on that property was 1777. So it's 250 that year.
1777 was the actual first strike.
Yeah, it was the actual. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's ironic that when you start going through things between. Keith at Adam Stevens' house and my research, we find these little minuscule things that are so significant when you start looking at the big picture.
Is that Keith Hammersley?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We've had Keith on the program before.
Yeah, he's a good man.
It's been a while, but we've had him on.
Right. Well, he's been staying on busy. Even though the library's closed, I think they have him putting everything back together and whatever, so he's been real busy.
Yeah. Do you see a major transformation of the Roundhouse in the next couple of years, Elaine, or is it going to be kind of more of the fix this part of it and move along?
Well, yesterday we had a meeting, and this past 2 weeks we had interviewed architects for the big picture because we have a $750,000 HUD grant. Mm-hmm. And of course we're going to be meeting with those people in the next couple of weeks to come up with what contract we want them to do the layout. And Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I always say, we're hoping that the bridge shop gets completed because it needs the concrete floor.
Which one is the bridge shop?
It's the one on the left.
The one attached to the Roundhouse?
Well, it's not attached. The one that's attached is the Frog. It's on
Frog's
the right.
attached. Bridge
It
shop is
attached.
beside it, but not
Yeah.
attached.
It's the one with the bathrooms.
The one where the bathrooms
It's
are.
long rectangular.
And it has a second floor. And we're hoping to get all of that completed with this particular contract, which, of course, is the concrete floor. Because if the farmers market was supposed to be in that building originally when we had written it, but that's been written a long time ago, and we've been at the farmers market now 3 or 4 years, and we're finally getting to the point where we can get this all situated.
This is a $750,000 HUD grant. Does it have a deadline as to when it has to be spent?
No, not at the moment. No, we definitely have that, and it's a matter of just working our way through all of the situations, and we're hoping that that we can use some of the money for matching money because we have so many things that are critical, just like the windows in the bridge shop, to get them what we call scraped, caulked, primed, and painted is going to be over about $150,000. There's 112 windows. So, those kinds of things. And so if you have this only 750, it goes real quick. So we're going to try to find where we can get some matching money to help get some of these things done.
Do you have other grants that are in process for the Roundhouse?
I'm looking at a lot of stuff, but the problem is there's only 1 or 2 of us really digging, and it's time consuming. I mean, it really is when you start going through, because it's pages of ID and stuff that you've got to do. Matt's been real good at getting things.
Umstead?
Yeah, he's been really good, but all the incidental stuff, we get a lot of things thanks to Lita and the legislature. We get some funds there. But again, we've had some really critical issues this past year with the Roundhouse. The dome has 112 windows. 23 of them were literally falling in. And they came through with some Lita money to get 50-50 that we could get those restored. And the windows were so bad they couldn't be restored. They had to be replaced.
What's the total bill to fix everything?
I'd have to guess because, the issue was it was done originally between the 2003 and 2008 or 10 when they got the big money. But again, it's had all these years, another 16, 18 years to deteriorate. So I'd probably say $20 million. $20 million, as we say, get everything. And the goal is where the burnout 1990 burnout Roundhouse. We've had several discussions, and one of them is that it becomes an amphitheater. And of course, we've been looking at it for an amphitheater, but the issue is noise. People don't realize how many trains go through there.
It is a train station. Yeah.
Oh, it's a train station. I think there's like 60 or so trains that go through there a day. So it makes it real hard if you're going to have a theater, on the inside like that, on the outside with everything being right there. And another option was that put the county museum there and make it look like the other roundhouse. So when you have the view, you still have the outline of what's there. So there's a couple things going, but I mean, there's so many things that have to be done, and flooring, insulation, all that. The back area where we have the car garage where it was car wash is going to be part of the farmers market it'll just have a roofed area where they can put their plants and all that kind of stuff there for the farmers market. And we're hoping at the far end, because that part is 35 feet by 200, that at the far end, maybe the 60, 80 feet, that we can put an actual commercial kitchen, because we have a lot of small farms in the area. And if they're going to do jellies or anything and sell commercial, they have to have a commercial kitchen. And the state has got one funded, but it's in Ohio for our people, and we need one here because of the number of small farmers, and that would be a perfect location for people to come in there and do their work.
It is the last weekend of the Heritage Festival. That includes the Patsy Cline show at the Apollo Civic Theater. Check out the Apollo 2 o'clock on the 18th for that show. Lots of other activity too. HeritageFestWV.com. Elaine, thank you. Aubrey, you as well. We'll be back with the final minute next. Thanks to our guests on the program today, including Elaine Mauck and Aubrey Malia Ervin. Thank you very much. Elaine, this is the first time you've done the show without a hat.
Not a hat.
Just didn't wear it. There you go. Now we're talking.
This is my Olympic hat from 1996.
Looks in great shape. You must not wear it too often.
Well, you always question about my hats, and when it was supposed to bring the Jules Verne hat, which had to do with trips.
That's right.
But
Jules
I had
Verne.
to go find it. I remember where it was, but I put it away. So.
Well, good to see you. You too.
Nice to see you.
Mr. Hornby, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Gilstrap.
Glad to be here, sir.
And to Colin McLaughlin, our producer, too. This is Talk Radio, WRNI Martinsburg and TV10. The Dave Ramsey Show is next.